Welcome in, Wodenson. What's up, Moon? Odin's just sitting here getting some pets. NDEs are proven to just be psychological. James, that's not a good argument. All gods are imaginary. All gods. I've answered you twice now. Yeah, the song is AI. Still a good song. Atheist and non-conforming, or an atheist? Atheist means lack of belief in a god or gods. Yes, I'm an atheist. First cause? No, doesn't work. I don't care who says it. You have to demonstrate there is a first cause. Oh, he's gonna spam that. Okay. I was gonna let it slide if it was just a one-time thing, but not if you're gonna spam it. Yeah, I get trolls saying stuff like that once. More evidence for Jesus than the theory of gravity. Damn, someone has never went outside before. Why would a chemical imbalance and suppression of neural activity lead to transformative? What? That was a lot of words. I skipped stupid comments, so it depends on what your comment was. If you actually want to have a conversation, you need to request up. If I'm missing your comment, you need to request up. I don't like pussies that camp out in the chat. I'm here to converse, not fucking read. Morning, Chixie. What's up, Bun? How you guys doing today? The ontological argument for cosmic. Yeah, because God isn't ontological. There you go. Prove it. You have to prove all these things. You guys don't understand that 100% of all arguments for God are unproven. There's no such thing as a logically sound argument for God. God or gods. Now, you can have a logically sound argument for a reasoning to believe in a God, but that doesn't make the God ontological. It's actually not illogical for an infinite regress. What I am is waiting for you guys to request up. How is it illogical? How is it illogical for a cause and effect, and then another cause and effect, and then another cause and effect? Valid argument. Mr. Tato just won. Mr. Tato just won. Puppy dogs. Puppy dogs are proof of God. Yeah, I'm not going to bully a 12-year-old, so I'm just done responding to you if you're not old enough. It's not how that works, Josh. There's always a cause. If it's an infinite regress, it's infinite causal relation. You said you're not old enough to call in, but you're 18, therefore you're old enough to call in. Do you not know what 18 and up means? Our universe is not finite. Josh, sounding very ignorant on current science. Yeah, way to call it out, Megalito. You are old enough, you just don't want to come up. I call that being a coward. Did you get banned because you're racist, or why? Why would I get banned for you coming up? Alright, man. Let's do it. Fuck it. What's up, KB?
Wait, can you hear me?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me?
I'm so one more time?
Can you hear me?
Kind of.
I might have to come back in like 10 minutes because I'm outside right now. When I get home, I'll probably hop back on. Wait, can you like hear me like
Right now I can
enough
hear
or
you.
no?
Right now I can hear you. Yeah.
Alright, that's cool. Alright, my question is then, can you hear me still now?
Yeah. Just yeah.
Cool. I'll try to go somewhere quiet.
Yeah, if I don't hear you, I'll just have you repeat.
Sounds good. My question is, right, you're saying that like God doesn't exist because he doesn't meet some like criteria of verification or evidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what would that criteria be?
All. There is no evidence. There is no demonstration. There is no logical soundness. There is nothing except for imagination and anecdotal stories based in subjective experience.
Okay. When you say like no evidence, right? That like presupposes that there is a criteria of evidence, right?
Yeah, your God
So when I ask,
created
like,
the
why he
empirical
doesn't- what
universe and
criteria-
there's no evidence for it.
Okay, so you're saying he lacks empirical evidence, right?
No, not necessarily. For that claim, yes. Not all claim. I'm not a hard empiricist,
Okay,
dude. But for an empirical claim, I do require empirical evidence.
Okay, so far on this evidence criteria, we have empiricism, right? We have empirical evidence. Is there any other evidence criteria which you'd say it fails to meet?
I don't know, dude. It depends on the claim.
Well, let's just say just the brute existence of God. What criteria would he fail to meet besides empirical evidence?
Well, that's just imagination. So, what evidence do you have for it?
That's what I'm asking, because when you say evidence, that
I don't
presupposes a
know, dude.
criteria of evidence.
I don't know. You would
You don't
have,
know what
if you're the
criteria of
one,
evidence.
whoever has the evidence should provide it. I don't know what type of evidence it would
So
take.
you're saying he fails to meet a criteria of evidence, but you don't know what the
I'm saying
criteria
there
of
is
evidence
no
is.
evidence to justify the belief. I don't know what type of evidence it would take because it doesn't exist.
I don't know how that
Do
would
you
follow.
want to
That would
keep
just be an
running in
argument from silence,
circles,
then.
or would you like to provide evidence?
I need to know like what your criteria of evidence is.
So you're incapable
Would
of
you wanna
providing
just
evidence. Do you want to concede?
Or do you want to like restrict?
No,
to
you're
empiricism then and just,
agreeing.
like,
No, you're agreeing that there's no evidence for God right now by not providing evidence and running in circles.
How does that?
You
how
are
does that follow?
conceding
What's the
that there
evidence
is
for
no
that?
evidence. Do you have evidence for God? Yes or no?
You're saying that's a concession.
Do you have
doesn't follow. It's a concession.
yeah,
But
it is following. It is following because
Yeah,
you're
just
not
let me-
providing
let
any.
me-
Do you have evidence for God? Yes or no?
It doesn't follow.
Do you have evidence for God?
Yeah,
Yes
let me
or no?
just like.
Do you have
can I-
evidence
can I
for
just
God?
finish
Yes or no?
asking my question?
No. Do you have evidence
This
for
is
God?
really
Yes or
bad
no?
faith. Can I just?
I know you're bad
can I
faith. Do
just
you have
finish
evidence for God?
my
Yes or
argument?
no?
You don't know what evidence is though.
Oh, yes, I do. You don't, obviously, because you're incapable of providing any. So don't ever come back up again. It's really annoying to go back and forth like that. If you have evidence, just provide it. You're not coming back up, KB. Just provide your evidence. I'm not running in circles. I don't even know what song that is. Oh yeah, religion causes an extreme amount of damage. Oh, Jack, I'm not saying I'm right, but I have no justification to change my mind. God made me? You'd have to prove it, brother. Biology explains why I'm here. Thank you, Wodenson. I thought it was fun. I need to go get a new guitar. I have what is it called? Guitar Center. They're holding on to my old guitar right now. Sarah. Hello,
Yo,
Sarah.
you ran from KB, bro.
Yep. What evidence do you have for
You
God?
ran from KB.
Yep.
You're a joker.
Yep. What evidence do you have for God?
I mean, KB gave you, but like.
Oh, I don't know what
you
song it
didn't
was.
respond to it.
I'm sorry?
KB gave you some evidence, but you didn't want to respond to it.
What
did
evidence
you?
did he provide?
Shit, you tell me, bro.
Exactly. What is up, Zorro?
Oh no! I was just eating. I was watching you.
Oh,
Bro.
you
got
didn't mean to
cooked,
request
I'm
up?
not
That's
even
all
gonna
good.
lie. You-
So many trolls. Yo, bro, like, you tell me, bro. Yeah, I know. I have all evidence. Awesome. Here, we'll get the link over on YouTube, and you can request up, and we can talk about it. Okay, so link to call in. There's the link to call in. It's going to be pinned. Click on that. It'll bring you into the little call waiting room. And then I'll unmute you and we'll be able to converse about that. Air isn't imaginary. Air is demonstrable. It's raining. It's been really drizzly today. You can see the effects of air. Yes, you can. That's stupid. There's no evidence of an effect from God. There's no evidence of God creating anything. There's no evidence of God making people. There's no evidence of God making the planet. There's no evidence that the universe was created. There's no evidence at all for this God at all. Any gods. I'm not specifically targeting Christianity, guys. If you're a Hindu and want to talk about Vishnu, the creator god of Hinduism, we can do that. I don't care. There's no evidence for any need for a creator at all. Yeah, he said air is imaginary. How do we get here then, bud? Well, billions of years of natural processes. Quantum holographic cosmology. Never heard of that one. Let me look that up. Quantum holographic cosmology. That sounds pretty freaking cool. What is this? The idea that a gravitational theory in a dimensional space-time can be described by a quantum field theory without gravity and dimensions. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm too ignorant for that. What is this meaning in layman term? I'd have to have one of you guys explain that dumbed it down. Leandro, we don't believe the disciples necessarily existed at all. I don't even know if they existed. Yes, I am ignorant, but being ignorant on certain things doesn't make God exist. You'd have to prove God. You have a burden of proof. If I say I can fly like Superman, I have a burden of proof. You're saying that a magical unicorn created the universe, you have a burden of proof. Yo, welcome back, W, to Unicorn Prophet. Hell yeah, W's. W's in chat for W. WRPHL. Unicorn Prophet. Hell yeah. You doubt magic? Yeah, there's no evidence of magic. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what you mean by magic. Like, if you actually mean MAGIC, like Avada Kedavra, yeah, that doesn't exist. But all of, like, witchcraft and whatnot is based in psychology. 1 million cells in one eyeball, and you think no intelligent design? If it was intelligently designed, it would have been simplified more. Also, eyeballs fail, so it's not intelligent design. They'd be fired. Brendan, you gotta prove it. You gotta prove it, brother. Really, the atheist perspective is so simple. We have no evidence justifying a belief, so we don't believe in it. If you want us to believe in it, you have to prove it. It's that simple. You have to prove it. You have to demonstrably show that a God made people. You have to demonstrably show that a God made the universe, made Earth, etc. You have to prove these things. Those are empirical claims. Are you saying every apostate never believed to begin with? Oh, by the way, that guy that said he had evidence has not requested up. So I'm a little sad about that. If God exists, you will send me $5,000 right now. How do you feel about Gnostics? What do you mean by Gnostics? Like the spiritual Gnostic? I'm honestly ignorant on what they believe. So I agree with that to a degree. We are the universe observing itself. To a degree, I agree that we are part of the universe because like energy can't be created. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. The hot dense state was out of energy. It's always existed. And all things are energy and made up of energy. So to a degree, I agree with that. But just because we are intelligent doesn't mean the universe is intelligent. You got to prove that there was a first cause argument. Teleology doesn't prove a god. You have to prove it was designed by a god. Aquinas did not demonstrate any of his arguments at all. They're all valid, but none of them are sound. Yeah, I get that because again, we're built from basically stardust, right? So I get that we have many things in common with the earth and stars, etc., but it doesn't like that's going very into this new age belief of we are literally the universe, and if I'm conscious, therefore the universe is conscious type deal, and that doesn't track. There's no evidence justifying that energy has intelligence. There's no evidence that matter itself has intelligence, but matter mixed with other things make up humans, make up monkeys, make up dogs, other animals which have intelligence. There does not logically have to be a first cause. And if there is, it's energy. Saying there's no proof is not a category error. A category error is like saying the color blue, the number 4 is blue. Like, that's a category error. Yes, I grew up as a believer. Yes. I agree that Earth is alive. Yes. But it's not a human, right? It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have an intelligence. Queen Betch joined the Unicorn Cult Club. What is up? Welcome. Everyone get some welcomes in there for Queen. Do you believe in spirits? No, but I would love to. Actually, I've been chatting with my dad a lot about that lately, trying to find some justification for supernatural to some degree. It's not happening, but I'm an atheist. Atheist means you lack a belief in God or gods. I lack a belief in God or gods. Agnostic means you don't know. When I say the earth is alive, I mean like what? No. So I guess I can actually retract that statement. The earth is not alive. Well, yeah, I think I could consider it alive, couldn't I? That's a good question. Is the earth alive? I'm going to have to actually say no on that because it's not like it's breathing. Dirt isn't living. Dust isn't living. The earth's core isn't living. Because like a photon isn't alive, right? Electrons aren't alive. Those energies are not alive. It isn't a dwarf planet, so I guess. It's a very good question. Earth is moving thanks to gravity, not thanks to it being alive. See, that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of natural processes that make the Earth do what it does. That doesn't make it alive. Gravity's not alive. The ability to reproduce is a core component of life. Yep. That's a good question, though, actually, because like if you think about it, what if we make some sort of a plant or some sort of organism that isn't able to self-replicate, nor sex, no reproduction at all, but yet it still has intention? Like I would still consider that alive. Releasing methane doesn't make you alive. Okay, we got quite a few people requesting. Sorry, guys. Let's get Kepler first, then we'll do Sem, then we'll do James. Kepler, how's it going?
What's up?
You over the age of 18, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, which religion do you follow?
I'm not defending a religion, but Christianity. Hello?
Just your absolute disgust with even being in this conversation makes me realize you're a Phil, bro. So what's your argument?
Well, I just said I'm defending a god, not like the whole entire paradigm of Christianity. That's like absurd.
Right, so you're a Phil, bro. What's your argument?
Phil, bro. What? That doesn't follow. This is like mega cope.
That doesn't
Yeah.
follow. Absurd. Every single word you're using is lingo for Phil bros.
He's arguing for God, they're for Phil,
And
bro.
your
Yeah, I'll
absolute
give you the
disgust
argument.
when I
I'll
say,
give
"Are
you the
you?
argument, though.
Which religion do
Yeah,
you
I'm
follow?"
Christian. I'm
You're
a proud Christian.
yeah, that's not what you
I
said.
just stated that. I
You
said
said I'm not going to be
Christian, but I'm not
defending a
defending-
religion, but I am a Christian,
Yeah.
and now you're defending a religion. So what is your defense for your religion?
Yeah, no, I'm defending classical theism or neoclassical theism. I'm not explicitly defending the whole paradigm of Christianity.
You're defending the Christian God. You're defending Christianity.
Yeah, actually we could say that. So yeah, premise one would just be, or do you want informal or informal?
I don't mind. That's up to you, brother.
Yeah, premise one, all things have informational content or like semantical or conceptual conditions.
Informational content. What do you mean?
Yeah, like for all things that exist, there would be some sort of information about that thing that exists.
You mean information like it's got energy that's doing something, it's got matter that's doing something, therefore
There's
some
gonna
sort
be
of
some
data?
sort of like information for
You know what?
something.
I'll grant that.
Yeah, that's like analytic. Yeah, premise two, all things with informational content / like semantic or like conceptual conditions exist either either dependent of the mind or purely conceptual.
I don't agree with that.
You don't think that all things that exist either exist in the
Conceptual is
mind?
mind dependent. So you just said it's either mind dependent or mind dependent.
Or I mean mind independent, sorry.
Okay, that I do grant. Yeah, it's either objective or subjective, correct.
Yeah, conclusion one would just be that therefore all objects / things that exist either exist mind dependent or mind independent.
Yeah.
Okay. This is premise three. This isn't like a new entire premise. Premise three would just be God, a maximum great being. It's an object. or
Wait, say that
thing
again, I'm
is
sorry.
inform- Yeah, God, a maximum great being, is an object / thing that's informational content. or
Don't-
conceptual
I
conditions.
don't grant that.
You don't think there's information about a maximum great being?
Well, no, I grant that there's information about it. It's not an
Yeah.
object, though. If it's an object, can you demonstrate it?
Yeah, object / thing. God's. some
Yeah,
sort
can
of
you
thing.
demonstrate that? Is it a thing we can touch, feel, taste, observe?
A thing doesn't necessarily just have to be something we can touch.
You said object.
Or what do you think a thing is?
You said object.
Yeah, object thing.
Objects are
yeah.
demonstrable. So how do you
I'm
demonstrate
using
it?
I'm using like the colloquial term.
Objects, this is an object. Okay, colloquial use,
Yeah,
objects are things you
yeah,
can
I-
touch
yeah,
and
I can
demonstrate.
grant
So
that.
can you
I can
demonstrate
grant
this
that.
God?
Yeah, I can grant that objects are usually going to be in the
Yeah, so
physical
I
realm,
don't
but that's
grant
not the
that
only
God is an
term I'm using here.
object. There's no evidence for me to believe
Yeah,
that it
okay, we can
exists.
move on then. I don't. Yeah, I grant that too. I grant that too. I
Right.
said
So
object slash thing. Like I've been
then, if you
saying
grant
all the other
that, then your
premises.
premise is already helping your conclusion, which is God exists. Your premise already presupposes that the God exists and is an object. And if I agree that he is an object, therefore I agree with the conclusion. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. It's begging the question. You're presupposing God already exists. You have to demonstrate that.
Yeah, I'm not presupposing anything.
Yeah,
I'm
you
literally
are. You
just
are
giving
presupposing it by
descriptive things.
trying to get me to agree with a
I'm
premise
not
that already
asserting
states that he
anything here.
agrees.
This is
You're asserting
purely
that he is an
descriptive.
object, which means he exists physically. So yes, you are presupposing that he
that's-
already exists. So yes, you have to
Yeah,
demonstrate
well,
that and prove it.
Object
The
isn't even
purpose
in
of
my
an argument
premise.
is that the premises line up to the conclusion to be true. The premises are external of
Yeah,
the
I
conclusion.
can-
They're evidence for the conclusion.
Holy monologue. I grant that objects are physical, so I'm just gonna take that out of my premise, right? That was just a simple mishap. Yeah. So
It wasn't a
God
mishap. It
owns-
was you following a script, getting absolutely fucking obliterated, and now you have to fix your script.
Ooh, that was some good rhetoric right there. Pretty tough. Yeah, God, a maximum great being, like thing, has
Things,
informational
nope.
content.
Objects, they
don't think
exist. You
God's
have
a
to prove
thing?
it.
Prove things exist.
You have to prove this thing exists. That's the
I'm
whole
saying
argument, dude,
the-
is that you have to prove the God exists. You are
I'm saying the
presupposing.
concept of God has informational content. That is analytically true.
I agree that your God
Okay,
is
then we can go on.
conceptual, not physical.
I'm not positing
It
it's
is a
physical things.
metaphysical thing. Sure, I
These-
can grant
yeah.
that.
Yeah, after this, or after my next conclusion, there's like the actual contentious stuff. This is literally like all these first premises are analytic.
Well, your first premises suck because you have
My
to
first premise,
re-describe
all
them.
things have informational content suck. Oh wow.
Yours do
You're
because
actually
you're
upset.
wording them horribly to a degree where you have to re-fucking phrase them.
Yeah,
that
so
means your
what's the
premises
conclusion when
suck.
All things have informational content.
I didn't contend that, did I?
Yeah,
Pay
well,
attention,
you just
slow
said
boy.
premise one.
Come on, low tier.
You just
Try
said
again.
premise one. Holy
Try
shit,
again,
you
slow
said
tier.
premise one. You said premise one. Gotta be
Try
that
again,
fair.
slow tier.
Yeah, nice rhetoric. Yeah, premise.
Yeah, your rhetoric sucks dick.
Yeah,
Try again, slow
conclusion
tier.
2 would just be that therefore God exists either mind dependent or mind independent.
I agree that it exists mind dependent. It's
Yeah, just either
imagination.
or.
It only
Yeah.
exists in your mind. It is
Yeah,
nothing
when we're
real.
Referring to the, when we're referring to the predicate of the concept. Yeah.
Dude, what did I just say? Stop trying
Yeah.
with the big all fucking slant slogans and phrases and Philbro bullshit. Just fucking talk like a human being.
Yeah. What do you?
Yes, your God
what
exists
did
in
I
your
use
mind.
those, Philbro?
Congratulations, it's imagination.
Yeah. Well, you can contend with like the actual other premises because that's when like the actual stuff gets in. This is like these are all analytically true.
Why are you
but
being
okay.
so slow, bro? Keep going.
These are analytic. But
Keep
okay,
going, bro.
yeah. Premise 4. Would
You
just be
already
God
agreed that one of
versus-
your premises is wrong as well, so stop trying to act like you're doing such a good fucking job and get
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah, my premise was wrong. A term I used was wrong. That doesn't follow. Dumb fuck. Yeah,
Your
premise
words in
4.
your premise were horrible. You yourself agreed and had to change
yeah,
it.
nice tracking error. I said object.
You're the one that made the
Is
argument,
that
brother.
multiple? Is
You're
that
the one
plural?
that made the
Fuck.
argument. You need to fix it. If it's shitty
Yeah,
already,
premise
you
four-
need to
yeah,
go
that's
back
not
and
even
fix
in
it.
my premise, but okay.
Well, you're the one that said the
yeah.
premise, and it was in the
God's
premise that you said.
informational
Therefore, it was in
content.
the premise. Therefore, you're still a dumbass. Keep going.
Like the shittiest
Low
rhetoric
tier,
I've seen.
low tier, slow boy, slow boy. Rhetorical
Yeah,
back
nice
shots. How does it
rhetoric. Yeah,
feel?
premise 4. Are you gonna engage?
How
with
does it feel?
substance?
How does it
Premise
feel to
4,
lose?
God's
How does it feel to
informational
lose?
Yeah, God's informational content / conceptual conditions.
Do you guys get the
cannot exist purely
reference?
Conceptual. There would be a logical or like metaphysical contradiction with the God
I
existing.
didn't hear
purely
any of that.
conceptual.
Dumb it down, dude.
A nice tracking error.
I'm not fucking
Yeah, I'll dumb it down for you.
following a
Or actually, I
three-paragraph
can't really
premises.
dumb it down for you because then I'd be using existence as a predicate.
Ah,
so-
God, you're boring as shit. Let's get on to someone else. What's up, Sam?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing all right, brother. You over the age of 18?
Indeed I am. Actually,
Awesome.
turned 18 2 days ago.
Hey, happy birthday, brother.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that for you, man. All right, which religion do you follow, bro?
So I'm like an agnostic leading into Christianity.
Sure.
Under the
Okay.
premise that I can't rationalize an existence without like intelligent intent. If that makes sense.
Sure. Why do you think it requires that intelligent intent?
So, I've done some research into like the existence of the universe. Are you aware of the? I think it's called the conformal cyclical cosmology.
Mm-mm.
It's like so that the universe doesn't need to exist in terms of the fact there needs to be a cause under the premise that an effect can happen before a cause, right? But that leads to contingency.
Right. I mean, there's no reason to believe that the universe is contingent.
What do you mean?
Like, that just all goes into the argument of was the universe created or not?
That's not what I meant. So what I meant was, what I used to believe was that the universe exists as an effect to itself. So the effect was the cause. So, are you aware of like concepts of negative
mean,
time and things like that?
N- not no, like not at all. I just heard about that the first time the other day.
Yeah, so it's like where causality doesn't work in classical physics.
So
an effect can happen. Before
all
a cause.
things in physics have cause.
No, that's actually untrue.
The only things that don't have cause are going to be conceptual or abstracts like math.
That actually isn't true, and
Really?
that's the thing. So
Okay, what is this
can
called?
search negative time. You
Negative
Google it,
time.
So we've observed an effect happening before a cause, prior to the cause.
An effect before a cause.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that this is just a concept.
It's not a concept. It's been measured.
Negative effects before causes. This is just putting cause before the effect. What? Especially in retrocausality or psychological learning, the idea of an effect occurring before its cause can appear, and in some cases it can be negative. Okay. Retrocausality.
It's interesting stuff, but it leads to my biggest issue in that.
So later events. So a later event affects an earlier one. Interesting. I don't see any. It's not giving like a example.
It's if you look at, I mean, this would have to be, I guess, research to yourself. Sir Roger Penrose, sorry, covers it quite well. However, just grant the premise, because I'm not even following that myself anyway, that it leads to the issue.
This is all pure concept, brother. There's no demonstration. So this is talking about possibility of like free will, determinism, nature of time, quantum correlations, but it's all abstracts, none of it proven. What demonstration do you have that an effect can happen before a cause?
So
how do you demonstrate that?
So I feel like the example that was given was the brain, and it starts going to like consciousness as an issue.
Consciousness is caused by the brain existing. It's an emergent property of the brain. So again, the cause is before the effect. So there's no such thing as an effect without a cause, or an effect coming before a cause.
Without a cause, an effect prior to the cause. And
can you demonstrate that?
That's not the premise I'm following. Regardless, that's just what I used to believe. But that leads to contingency.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my current belief is that I don't believe the universe can exist without a creator, and
why?
I don't. There needs to be a prior cause to.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. What caused energy?
What do you mean by that? Like,
because the hot dense state was of energy. The first law of thermodynamics: energy can't be created. So what caused energy?
What, the initial energy for the Big Bang?
What caused energy? Yeah.
Well, I would lean towards God.
Radioactive energy is one of the first energies that is in the hot dense state. We know this because of cosmic microwave background radiation. So was radiation created?
Well, I assume so. If it's the initial.
But the first law of thermodynamics says energy can't be created. So why do you believe that?
Under the precedent that there's no cause prior to that.
Yeah, so it's a description of the universe. The universe has always existed.
Yeah, well,
So it's easy for you to believe a God that has never been proven has always existed, but it's hard for you to believe that a universe which is a billion times demonstrable and proven to exist could always exist. What?
Wait, oh, always existed. I'm
Yeah.
confused when you mean that.
Energy
I don't
can't be
believe-
created, so why should I believe that it could be created?
What do you mean? So
The first law of thermodynamics,
see.
energy cannot be created. Why should we believe that energy was created?
let me just wrap my head around what you're saying. And so what you're trying to say is that you don't have any reason to believe that energy is created because under the precedent of thermodynamics, whilst I'm just supposing that this needs to be intelligent design prior to that.
Yeah, you're
But what-
presupposing something, and I'm not.
But I guess my question would be, what is the answer to prior to the Big Bang? Do you think?
The Big Bang is simply the expansion of the universe from the universe being in a hot, dense state of energy. Energy can't be created. The universe has
Oh,
always existed.
think so, but so it was always in a hot dense state. So
Yeah.
it was always been that singularity point, right?
Yep.
And then it expanded. Do you believe in like cyclical theory, so universal crunch kind of thing?
Yep.
Right.
I mean, we have evidence for it.
So you think that the universe? Well, now this is where it starts getting confusing with an infinite amount of time, because it'd have to. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, like, mixing my belief against. Sorry, I'm absolutely baffled right now.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons that I believe the universe is eternal is simply it is a closed system. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. It's a logically sound argument for the universe always existing because the hot dense state is energy. The universe is therefore energy. If energy can't be created, the universe can't be created. If energy can't be created and energy does exist, it has therefore always existed. Therefore, the universe cannot be created and has always existed.
I can't disagree. So
I know it's a logically sound. So here's the thing: it could be wrong in the future, but as of right now, it's logically sound.
it's not contingent, whilst God is. But however, like my perspective came from the fact that I didn't know, and my belief prior to that was entirely contingent. Whilst there's some evidence for God, which is why I went that way.
Sure, yeah. It would be awesome to believe in gods and supernatural things, but there's just no justification for it. So, like, when I'm debating, my mind kind of clicks into this purely scientific, empirical framework of thought, right? So, if I'm talking to somebody about, if I'm debating, for instance, about, let's think of something. Magic, like witchcraft. If I'm debating it in this platform, in this framework of thought that I'm in, I'm going to break down the psychology and prove that it's real based on psychology, biology, sociology, etc. If I am talking to someone outside of debate, I'm going to be like, I do this because the outcome is this. Therefore, I have justification to continue doing this action for this outcome.
Yeah. Right. Well, I understand where you're coming from. I guess I just need a different perspective on things. Although I would suggest you look more into negative time as a concept. It's quite interesting.
As a concept, it's very interesting. And again, like maybe we will find out that there's a deeper mechanic in physics that is a cause for energy. But as of right now, there's no creation. It wasn't created. There's no justification to believe it was. And even if we do find out that it was, it's going to be a deeper mechanic in physics. It's not going to be a supernatural unicorn.
Well, yeah. I was at times I've leaned towards you know simulation theory. Like if we could create a universe and that
Yeah.
based on artificial.
That was actually recently completely debunked.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe
Like,
Princeton did a test on the amount of energy, global energy, and we found that there's not even enough energy in the universe for it to, there's not a possibility because we have, what is it? Oh shit, what's it called? Non-binary, is that what I'm looking for? We have, oh fuck, what's it called? There's actions that do not require binary,
Yeah.
and because of that, it cannot be simulated at all. So because of the fact that some things exist that cannot be simulated based in binary, it is impossible for a binary system to create non-binary things.
What confuses me is what would be classed as non-binary. I mean, the argument I hear all the time is emotion. However, I think emotion. would be
I'd
something-
argue emotion is binary. I'm gonna look it up real quick and explain it better.
Consciousness is the big one.
Consciousness, I believe, is binary as well, derived from the brain. Without a brain, we have no consciousness.
However, that's also interesting. What physicists believe consciousness is. I couldn't substantiate any of this whatsoever, but I've heard that a rock may be conscious.
Yeah,
Not in some
no,
crazy voodoo monk way.
it's not.
I guess it'd be on the definition of what consciousness is.
Yeah, so that was brought up
I've
by a physicist who was making up like the universal consciousness theory with IIT, integrated information theory, and he created a new mathematical formula of PHI. The problem with all of his formulas was they're not consistent, they're not accurate, and they also don't predict anything that can be repeated. Whereas what we do follow is global workspace theory, which is the leading theory of consciousness right now, and it is accurate, it is consistent, and it does predict things.
Yeah, well, I'm always open to interpretation. Like my view changes constantly.
But I definitely agree with that to a degree. Like certain things can be changed. Like I've had many instances on the show where I'm wrong about things and I immediately change my mind on it because if I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. My feelings don't fucking matter, right? But when it comes to supernatural claims, there's no way to prove it. It's unfalsifiable. There's no reason to believe in it.
I guess I just led towards Christianity due to the fact that, from what I've heard, well, what I believed was there was the most evidence to suppose Christianity being the correct religion. However,
That I would definitely disagree with. If there's a correct religion, I would argue Hinduism or Buddhism.
really,
Oh my god, yeah. Hinduism being the oldest one, first of all.
well, yeah. I mean, sun worship is the oldest religion technically, but
Which,
sun worship, as in worshipping the sun,
Yeah.
sacrificing children to the sun in like tribal ways.
Hinduism is the oldest religion, but yes, people have worshipped the sun for as long as humans
Yeah.
have existed.
Yeah.
I mean, which we should. Like, we should, quote unquote, worship the universe. Like, we have one planet, we have one universe, we should fucking take care of it. It is the reason that we're alive. The sun is the reason that we're alive. It's also the reason we're fucking dying. Oxygen is the reason we age. Like, it's all a double-edged sword, but trees we should worship because they are our god. They provide us oxygen. They are the reason we're able to breathe. We should worship the universe to some degree.
I guess the reason why me and other people would lean towards things like religion when holding at like an agnostic belief would be from the fact is like it comes from a place of hope, I guess. It's
Yep. Yep.
the afterlife is a very good thing to look forward to.
You want to know the
Yeah.
danger of that, though? There are so many people that believe this life doesn't matter because they're going to have a beautiful afterlife, and then there is no afterlife, and they just wasted their entire single life that they have.
That's a good point.
As someone that doesn't believe there's an afterlife, it is my duty to be alive, to live it to the best that I possibly can. I only have one of them.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. However, wouldn't a lot of religions contradict the belief that you shouldn't live this life to the fullest? regardless.
I mean, there's different philosophies, yeah, but Buddhism, come on now.
Yeah, you just go away as a temple monk for 30 years, the vow of silences and things like that. I mean, that's
Guys, I wasn't meaning we literally worship the universe as a god. Don't get too hung up on that. We don't worship anything. I'm saying the closest thing that we have to a god is Spinoza's god.
well, yeah. I don't have much to add intellectually to this conversation. I guess it's just good to hear.
I appreciate you requesting up and asking those questions, brother. For sure, yeah. And I'm gonna look into that. I've got it in my search history now, so I'll be able to research that a little bit more today.
And one other thing would be conformal cyclical cosmology.
Mhm.
It's, I guess, a broader sense of just classical universal crunch theory.
Yeah, the thing is, at this moment, we know that energy can't be created. What we don't know is it possible for there to be another universe? That is possible. It's possible that we live in a bubble universe. It's also possible that energy was created from another universe type thing. Like, those are possibilities. And they're really fun to conceptualize and think about the potential for. The thing is, you have to be able to click in from your metaphysical framework of thought and thinking into the actual reality of what we do live. So is it possible energy was created from some global other universe, or that energy could have been created by some other being? Sure, it is possible, but we live in reality, and in reality there is no demonstration that energy can be created. So one day a lot of these metaphysical concepts that are unproven might be proven, but today they're not. So there's no justification to believe them.
We should base our beliefs in objectivity rather than things that could be true in the future.
I don't. Okay, so there's another split for that as well. So, like, again, when I'm like debating, right, I keep my mind just purely in reality. And metaphysical frameworks are fun, curious, and potential, but they're concepts and frameworks of thought that may or may not be. So why should I take it seriously?
Yeah.
So we got to be able to switch that mindset.
Yeah. I mean, to a degree, though, I think believing in things that are strongly probable,
That's the thing, brother. Probability requires comparison and demonstration. So there is no probability for a God universe or another universe in general, because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. We have one universe. So it's 100% chance for this one universe until another one magically appears.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm also meant in the present of, like, I guess the cause of the universe. But obviously, under obviously I've been just sidetracked on my belief, but most views that atheists would have are under the belief that the universe has always been.
Yes.
Right?
Because what all the evidence suggests.
The contention would be, in what way has it always been?
Energy.
But yeah, well, I mean more in sort of a broader sense. Like, is the universe going to keep expanding forever, or is it going to hit critical mass and then crunch? Or
I don't believe that it's infinite, but I do believe it's eternal. I do believe, especially with the evidence that we have right now of the slowing of the acceleration of the expansion, that there is a point where it'll reach maximum expansion and then crunch. That's what the evidence supports.
Critical mass kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think it'll infinitely expand.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, similar to what I used to believe in, except I kind of got myself tied up into, in a broader sense of, what is it? Panentheism?
Yeah, pantheism, yeah.
Like, outside of the universe, and it doesn't really need to be, does there? Who's to say that there's anything outside the universe kind of thing?
Again, it's a really fun hypothetical, and it is a concept, and there's even, like, the multiverse theory, for instance, mathematically lines up and doesn't break laws of physics. but there's no demonstration for it.
Yes, it's contingent. It relies on the fact that it could be rather than it is.
Yeah, so they're really awesome, and it would be awesome if they're true, but there's no justification. I'm a justified skeptic. I don't believe things unless they're justified to believe.
I guess what of this live piqued my interest the most was your God is imaginary as a prompt seems like a positive claim, and all
Yep.
in all, I wanted what is your perspective in not only just saying that God isn't real and the precedent of like we have no reason to believe he's real.
Yeah.
Could you give evidence to disprove the existence
Yes.
of a God?
So any God that you have absolutely zero argumentation or demonstration for, there's no justification to believe it's anything other than 100% purely imaginative in your own mind. But any God that has actually interacted with the universe, i.e. the Abrahamic God, it's not possible. Especially if you believe that's atemporal, outside of time. Without time, there is no causal relation. Therefore, that God could not have created the universe. That's a contradiction to the story of that God, therefore untrue.
Great. All right. Well, yeah, holds to be true. I mean, like I say, I was an agnostic leading to believe there was a creator.
Mhm.
Fresh perspectives help a lot, though.
Stay atheist, brother.
Then again, my perspective on things have changed dramatically. I used to be an anti-theist. I used to believe that religion brought harm to the world, and I used to be really confident in my ability to explain the universe. And then I got sidetracked because I've been debating, I guess, theists.
Remember, though, that theists, all arguments are presuppositions under the idea that God already does exist. All of Aquinas' arguments presuppose a God. All arguments that are for God, 100% of them, there's no such thing as a logically sound argument. I do have a logically sound argument for energy not being created.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, to be a theist requires faith. Period. Faith is belief without evidence, even in accordance with Hebrews 11. It's just you're believing things because you want to believe in them, or again, because you have hope. And I grant that that's probably even a good reason for some people to believe, because I know that 80% of the planet does believe in some sort of a deity. And psychologically, I think that a lot of us would get fucked over if we 100% debunked it and proved to the entire universe. But it's all presupposition, God of the gaps. It's all fallacious. There's no such thing as a good argument for God.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you. Although, like I say, I don't think. I think agnostic is a good place for me to be right now, and the precedent of I don't know that much.
And that's
I
valid.
used to think I knew a lot, but I should probably look into it.
I try and be as non-arrogant as possible, which arrogance, right, is to not care about the facts and only believe that you are better than everyone. When you're arguing against people like Christians, though, they're going to call you arrogant when you appeal to facts. That doesn't make you arrogant.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is in essence faith against facts.
Yeah, so when Christians call you arrogant, just fucking laugh in their face.
And a lot of the time, they do try to lead you into answering their own positive claims.
Yep, burden shifting is their number one tool.
Yeah.
And special pleading. Well, God created the laws of physics, therefore he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Oh yeah? Prove it, bitch.
I mean, it's just all appeals to mystery in the end.
Yep, 100%. 100%, brother. Well, I appreciate you being up here. We're going to move on, though.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You have a
Nice
good
one.
one. W's in chat for that guy. That was awesome. Let's get Ravis up in here, and then we'll get the next requester. Hi, Daddy.
Hey.
That was a really good argument. I like that guy.
James has been down there talking shit for a while.
Who?
James, I know he requested. He's been down there talking shit for a little while.
Yeah, he's actually next up. I haven't seen any comments from him, but sure.
Hell yeah.
What's up, James?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
I am indeed.
Awesome, mate. Where's your accent from?
I live in London.
God, I'm jealous. All right, which religion
Why?
do you follow?
Have you had someone from London here today?
Not today. No, I'm American. I have the most boring fucking accent on planet Earth.
I wouldn't say so.
I absolutely would. Well, what you got for us today, James?
Yeah, I'm a Bible believing Christian. I believe I have the Holy Spirit inside of me,
Did you
working in me.
consent?
Sorry?
Sorry, continue.
Listen, I haven't been rude to you, so I deserve the same respect.
I wasn't being rude. I was making
And
a joke.
usually atheists are quite nice people, so come on. It's not
Bro,
a
are we
joke.
really gonna start off this call with crybabying?
Okay.
Seriously?
I mean,
Anyways,
Are you over the age of
so you
18?
believe the Bible?
yes, I'm 26.
All right, let's act like it. Don't get fucking butthurt over a
I
joke.
haven't even said anything.
Yes, you have. You just started getting on to me about not making a joke or whatever because your fucking feelings are hurt.
You said it was if this was consensual. That's so rude.
Yeah.
What?
It's not rude. I'm making a joke. And then I said,
Yes.
never mind.
When Jesus left the earth, he told us he's
Prove
gonna
it.
give us the Holy Spirit.
He gave it to you.
Can you prove that he existed in the first place? Like, who's your first-hand contemporary account of him?
Okay, guys, come on. Let's have a normal conversation.
Dude, I'm going to kick you if
Yeah.
you don't shut the fuck up with crying.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
let's stop the meta. I don't believe Jesus existed in the first place. Who's your first-hand contemporary account of Jesus?
Let's talk about God, not Jesus, right?
Well, okay, so are you gonna dodge my question like a pussy, or are you gonna answer my question? Like the thing is that when you come up and you present your argument, we then are going to have questions about your argument, right? My first question is, who is your first-hand contemporary account of Jesus?
I have depression and you're making it worse.
I don't give a fuck.
Congratulations. I don't care. Prove God, dude. Fuck off with the meta.
Yeah, so here's okay. So if we want to start with God instead of starting with Jesus, let's start with, you said you believe in the Bible, all right? Do you believe the Bible is 100% true? Like every piece of it?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay. So how do you so you believe that rabbits chew cud? The Bible
Hello?
says that rabbits chew cud. Do you believe that rabbits chew cud?
Well, who is that, first of all? I've never heard that before.
Okay, I'll get the verse.
Okay, thank you. You're not even typing anything. You're just clicking your keyboard.
Dude, shut up. God damn.
I'm clicking my keyboard because I'm typing. I type fast, man.
It
Like-
just sounds like you just tapping.
Oh my
yourself.
god.
So it says right here in Leviticus 11:6-9, the rabbits, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is unclean for you. So it is saying that the rabbits, they chew cud, but they don't have a divided hoof. So, he left. What a little
No, I
bitch.
kicked him. It's,
Oh, that's bad.
it's too. I think he's a troll. There's no fucking way he's real.
Well, I type fast on my keyboard. I'm sorry that I'm not slow. I apologize that I didn't, like, I don't know, like, I've been working on a keyboard most of my life, so I'm pretty
I
fast.
do have a caller over on YouTube, so you won't be able to
Alright.
talk to him. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Hey there. You over the age of 18?
Yes,
All right. Which religion do you follow?
I don't follow religion.
Which God do you follow?
Yahuwah?
Do you believe in Jesus as the Messiah?
Yahusha?
Do you believe Yeshua HaMashiach is the Messiah?
Yes.
Okay, you're a Christian. So, what you got for us today?
Actually, no. That is a wrong context. And
You're a
it's not even
Christ
biblical.
follower, correct or wrong?
I told you I follow Yahuwah and Yahusha. I don't follow.
Yeah, another pronunciation of the
Christianity.
exact same fucking word as Yeshua, dumbass.
Actually,
It's literally the
actually,
exact
no,
same
it's
fucking thing,
not.
different
See,
pronunciation.
Paleo-Hebrew's over than that word.
Oh my god, go fuck yourself sideways and upside down. Let's get in, can't.
Damn, like, that was speedrunning and crashing out.
Yes, hello.
What is up, can't? You over the age of 18?
Yes.
Okay, which religion?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Cool. All right, what you got for us, brother?
Yeah, so I have an argument for God. But I just want to clarify because I heard your previous conversation. Are you a physicalist?
Not hard. I'm pretty fucking close.
Wait, so do you think there are certain mental states that are non-physical, or do you think all mental states are physical?
I believe that as of right now, all the states that we know about are able to be broken down to some physical form. There are things that are unknown. I don't grant that they are supernatural just because they're unknown. I wouldn't say that they have to be physical since they are unknown, though.
So you think like if all mental states are physical, then that would include like normative mental states, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know, like, in neurology, we know where certain thoughts come from, why we think, consciousness is a product of the mind.
Okay, so you think like normative mental states are identical to like
I don't know what
descriptive
you mean by
state-
normative mental, though.
Yeah, those would just be mental states or like reason giving. Do you know what normativity is?
No, I don't. So, say that again.
Okay.
Reasoning. Say that again.
Yeah, just certain mental states that are reason giving.
Yeah, I mean, they come from physical parts of the brain, yeah.
No, not really. I'm talking about specifically like intentional states. So like beliefs, desires, hopes, these are like normative.
Yeah, there's
So if you
physical
take it that, like-
processes for them.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out if you take it that these normative states are like identical to physical states, and that would mean that the normative state is identical to a descriptive state, correct?
There is a causal mechanism that is physical. Do you agree or disagree?
Like you're dodging. Can you answer my
Do
question?
you agree or disagree? Don't dodge.
Yeah, I'm happy to grant there's a causal relation.
Okay, then it's
Doesn't
physical.
mean that they're identical, right?
It means it's physical. You asked
Well,
if I'm
two
a
things can be-
physicalist.
Yeah, two things can be.
I'm not running meta. Go fuck yourself. Go troll Ian, not me. What's up, Lux?
What's up, my friend?
Hey man, you're over the age of 18?
Yeah, I'm 26 years old.
Awesome. Which religion do you follow, brother?
I'm Baha'i.
I don't know what that is. You want to explain your God to
No,
us?
it's just the encompassment of the three Abrahamic faiths, most likely.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the conjunction between Islam, Judaism, and Christianity as a whole.
So
Are you familiar with that?
you grant both Islam and Christianity and Judaism and Catholicism?
No, why you say Catholicism?
It's still, dude, there's 45,000 denominations of Christianity. Catholicism
No,
is
why
one.
would you say Catholicism? I said Christianity as a whole.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Christianity.
so wait, are you telling me that Catholicism is Christianity as a whole?
Well,
It branches
all
off,
Catholics,
yes.
all Catholics are
Okay,
Christian, but
if
not
you're
all Christians
claiming
are-
that, then there is no other sect in Christianity, right? There exists sect in Christianity, and Catholicism is not the only sect.
Lux,
There's
Lux.
That's another
45,000
contradiction that I
denominations,
believe.
brother.
Yeah, I'm
he's
telling you.
saying- So what he's saying is, if you grant Christianity as a whole, you're inherently granting the sects of Christianity. Because
Yes.
when you say as a whole, that's what he's saying. So Catholicism.
I
is
granted you a
separate
distinction
percent.
there. I told you there's a distinction there between those inner sect within Christianity
I
as
agree
a
that
whole.
there's some
right? I did not select
differences, but you said
Catholicism, which is just a
Christianity as a
constituent of the sect
whole, which is
Christianity,
going
sir.
to be all of the Abrahamic God.
Define Abrahamic God real quick.
Abraham's God.
Yeah, so who is Abraham's God?
Exactly. There are different ideas.
I'm asking you.
Brother, you're the one that believes in all of them. What the fuck are you going on about right now?
His name is common. His common generic name is God.
It's
His
I
specific
am.
name
Yeah.
is Yahweh.
Yahweh's from a pantheon, but yes, you are correct there too.
Oh, that's a claim from your empiricist
No,
observation.
dumbass, it's where it came
Rather,
from.
I'm telling you that it's a mind-dependent proposition to actually refer Yahweh insofar as gods of Abraham, prophets.
Yes, I agree to a degree.
Are you there's
Do
not
you just
degrees
want
there,
to
my
fight?
brother. What?
Do you just want to fight? Is that your whole goal, just to come up here and fucking rage bait and fight?
What? You're flipping claiming that I'm rage baiting you unnecessarily, dude. You're playing games, dude, ain't you?
Lux.
Dude, I'm gonna let you rob us.
Yeah.
All right, let me give you an argument, low tier. Look,
Low
necessarily, yeah, necessarily, right? Composite entails contingent. Do you agree with that?
What?
For all x, right? Necessarily, if x is composite, then x is contingent. Do you agree with that shit?
Necessarily what?
Are you trying to
If
say
x is
that-
composite, The next is
Nexus,
contingent.
Nexus, composite, Nexus, contingent. What?
X, bruh. This guy is a clown, fam. Look, bro, like, can you track that shit, fam, or what? For all X, composite of X, if and only if, contingent of X. Do you
X
understand
is
that?
composite, X is contingent. What does composite
Yeah.
mean?
Composite is something which has parts.
Brother, I
So if it has parts, it's contingent. Where is the line there? Like what makes something that has parts?
You're
and
not
parts?
tracking, fam. The universe
No,
has
it's a
parts as the
parts.
universe is
Lock.
contingent. Everything which could have
Shut your fucking
everything which
hole.
could
I'm
have
trying-
failed to exist
Okay.
as an external.
You're not gonna win this.
The universe could have failed to.
All right.
Hence, the universe has an external explanation.
Goodbye. Like so the thing is, I'm not gonna play struggle with a mute button today. All right. I had to mute you because I was trying to get a question out, and you just to continue to try to explain something that we were trying to ask questions about. Like we need to ask questions. If you're saying something that we don't understand, we have to work to understand it. You continuing to shout isn't gonna help us understand it. So if you can put on your big boy panties and take off your girlfriend's underwear for 2 seconds, like we can have the conversation.
Oh, that was funny. All right, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee if you want to let some other people up.
I can try Lux again. He seems to want to come back, so. All right.
You're just coping with your atheistic
Lux,
coping mechanism, sir.
Lux, shut your mouth. We're going to talk. We're going to drop the meta. We're going to try to understand this so that we can go through the process step by step. All right. So, what inherently about something being composite makes it contingent?
The counterfactual dependency between predicate and subject.
So let's put that in English so that we all understand it, right? So if
Yeah,
something is
counterfactual
composite,
dependency. Look, let me explain.
Lux, I am asking the question specifically so that we can get to a point where we will understand each other. All right. So if something has parts, why does something having parts inherently make it contingent?
Ah, sure. Let me explain that. Right. So I would say that, like, when it comes to a composite, necessarily a part is going to be dependent upon another part for its instantiation to be actually coherent. Would you say so?
I wouldn't have enough information to say that it needs to be like that follows. Like,
look, let me make you think. Are you familiar with counterfactuals?
Not off the top of my head, but I can.
Okay, so counterfactual is the composite term which has two parts, counter and facts. Hence, we have counterfactual. That means that there's two facts internal dependent with each other. So we can say necessarily P if and only if Q. That's a counterfactual dependency.
Okay. So
Okay.
wouldn't that mean that things that have components would we would only be able to say they'd be contingent on their components? We have no reason to say inherently they'd be contingent on something outside, just on their inherent components.
Yeah, but the point is not even that one. In the moment that you're saying that there exist compositions, right? You're inherently unconditionally declaring that there exists a compositioner. For the principle of composition implies a compositioner composing what is composed. Composed is the object, so if the object of the proposition exists and it's composed, the necessary precondition for something to be composed is that a compositioner composed that shit. You understand that?
No, that's not inherently true. Like you would have to be able to justify that. Because like if something is composed, for example, let's say let's take water for example. Water is a composition of hydrogen and oxygen. Because we see water, we wouldn't inherently say that because it's a composition there's got to be a composer. We can say that that this occurred via naturalistic means in which we already understand. It doesn't.
What do you mean by
require
naturalism?
Well, I'm a methodological naturalist. So,
Yeah,
like,
can you
the
please
thing is-
explain me? Give me a clear-cut, exhaustive account of like your subjective naturalism.
So, what I'm saying that something has naturalistic means, we can say that these chemicals combine in such a way we've seen them combine where there was no inherent outside force that was causing them to combine.
But that
And
would
that
still
would be a
inherently
natural-
collapse into into a counterfactual dependency.
What?
That would collapse into a counterfactual dependency. Ain't you saying right now that there's 2 points, 2 factors, right, which are 2 components of a composite?
Yes, and it doesn't inherently entail a composer. It entails that they are a composite of each other because there's two pieces that
Okay.
are dependent on each other, but it doesn't inherently entail
Dependent.
a composer. They're dependent
Dependent,
on each
right?
other. Yes, it doesn't mean
Okay,
they're
that's
dependent
what
on
we
an
call a
external source.
concomitance between facts, right? As I stated priorly, right, the principle of sufficient reason says that for all facts, necessarily for all facts, there's a reason, right? So
Is your entire
necessarily
argument basically
facts,
dumbed
if and
down
only if
to
reason.
all things are contingent by an external God?
Sorry, what? Could you please repeat that?
Is your argument basically all things are contingent upon an external God?
If you say all things, right, in that proposition, that implies that even God is contingent. You understand? I don't think so.
Okay, prove the universe is contingent.
I would say all
Prove the universe is
composites
contingent.
are contingent.
Prove
If
the
it's not
universe is
composite,
contingent.
it's not
Prove the universe
contingent.
is contingent. Prove the universe is contingent.
Sure. Definitely. Would you say that the universe has something lesser of a whole, such as parts, such as
It has
time,
parts. Prove it's
time,
contingent.
Okay, is the universe observable?
Yes, prove it's contingent.
Okay, beautiful. Everything for all x
Prove
necessarily.
it is contingent.
I'm trying to do that. May I have the chance?
No, you're not. You're
Everything
failing
which is
horribly.
composite.
Prove it's contingent. What is it contingent upon, and
May
how
I
do
have
you
the
know
chance
this?
to like? Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do: is you're gonna shut the fuck up and answer the
Everything
fucking
that tests
question.
parts.
Okay,
Everything
bitch.
that tests parts.
Bitch. This is my fucking house. You want to
Yeah, but the
talk?
problem is
Start
that
your own
we
show. You can
didn't-
talk all you want, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You need to
Like, we didn't
demonstrate that the universe
agree.
is contingent. Best of luck.
Right. The issue is that he wanted to go into the same argument of everything that is composite is contingent, but we never agreed to that. We in fact specifically disagreed with that statement, and because we specifically disagreed with that statement, going into it and then using that to attempt to prove your point is inherently going to be an ignorant stance.
Can't
We're
you
not
and
going
Lux
to
can't even cook fucking toast? Shut the fuck up. All right, Brian, you're never coming up again. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna kick you again. Scott, I'll get you in here. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Doing all right, man. You over the age of 18?
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
You're over the age of 18, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right, awesome. Which religion do you follow?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, what you got for me?
All right. Yes, sir. Well, first, I just want to say I do appreciate the opportunity to be on the call, and as per the question, proving God or proving the existence of God. I just want to offer a theory or a possibility, and hopefully it is to be received well. I'm of the belief or the opinion, and always have been. Of course, my faith doesn't contradict this idea, that an eternal spirit or an eternal God must have eternal room to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe that what we call the cosmos or what we call space is just our way of describing something voidless and not understandable. And so I believe, at least in my heart, that the biggest evidence for there being a creator God is that there is a void of space that we don't understand. We can understand the minimal aspects of it. We understand physics. It's an invisible force that rules our life, gravity, so on and so forth. But these are not things that we can see. Science, just in general, sir, 80% of it, I would say, is named theory.
Mm-hmm.
and within theory, there is truth. No doubt, there's element of truth within theory. And so, though I cannot see gravity, I cannot see oxygen, I cannot see the void of space that goes on and on and on forever, I know that it exists.
We can observe it.
So that is my argument for there being a creator God. I believe that because God is a spirit and he is eternal, he must have eternal space to exist within. And I believe that God created us to share in the portion of his eternity with. So that's my argument. I want to say I'm very sorry for the people that come on here and cause a confusion.
It's TikTok, man. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
kids.
Right. But anyway, I hope it's to be received well. So,
Yeah. So here's the problem with it is when it comes to space, I agree that there are unknowns. For instance, dark energy, but we
Right.
can observe its effects, so we know it's there. The rest of
Correct.
the universe is pretty fucking observable, brother. We have mathematical formulas for it. We can see the radiometric history of it. We can see its expansion. We can observe its expansion. We can literally watch the expansion through telescopes like Hubble. So that part I don't agree with. When it comes to the unknown being God, that's a classic fallacy called God of the Gaps. I don't know what this is. It must be God.
Well, I understand that, and that is logical. It's sensible, but my argument for it is that I don't believe the space is constantly expanding. There would be no way for us to measure that.
There
You
is.
see, because while space does not constantly expand, our knowledge of it does. Our technology allows us
literally is
to
physically
gain greater
expanding.
knowledge. I'm sorry,
It literally is physically expanding.
but we have no proof of that.
Yeah, we do. Dark energy.
Well, it would make. Well, I mean, here's a thought on that then. If God is continuously living in eternity, he has nothing behind him, but there is something going forward and in front of him. So if space is expanding,
So
that
you
would
believe
make sense.
the universe is God?
No, the universe is God's lot. Just like you and I have a yard, we have a piece of land, something that we live on, something we call ours. God's is eternal. He owns it all.
This is under the presupposition that God already exists and created the universe. But what we have evidence for is thanks to cosmic microwave background radiation, which is basically these like heat signatures of radiation. We can see how bright one or another is, which dictates its age, and we can observe that all the way back to a hot dense state, which is where the Big Bang Theory comes from. It was a hot dense state of energy, radiation, that expanded and is still expanding thanks to dark energy. And there's no reason to believe a God has anything to do with that.
Okay. And again, where science can explain creation and physics, I think that what is left out is what is the starter for these things?
Nothing created energy.
What propitiator of these things? What
Nothing.
created it?
It wasn't created.
Okay, all right. Well, if it wasn't created, then why does it serve a purpose?
There is no inherent purpose.
There's no inherent purpose for energy.
Nope. It's the universe. It's us describing the universe. The universe exists.
Okay.
And has
So
always existed.
would you say that the term energy and life is synonymous?
No.
Okay. So what is energy?
Photons, radiation, heat.
All right, friction.
Yeah, friction causes
In a sense,
energy.
friction, correct. And so two components come together,
Mm-hmm.
as well as I understand this in physics, or two things come together, they create a friction, and there's a spontaneous combustion out of this.
It's not creating energy, though. It's transferring energy.
Okay. But that still would not answer the question, Where did the energy come from?
So here's a logically sound syllogism for that. The first law of
All right.
thermodynamics is energy cannot be created. So energy cannot be created, energy exists, therefore it's always existed. It's hard for you to believe that, but it's easy for you to believe a unproven God has always existed.
Okay. I believe that God is the propitiator of what we call energy.
There's no evidence for that. That's just
Well,
imagination.
there's no evidence that it wasn't created.
Yes,
That
there
is
is. The law of
imagination.
conservation of energy shows that the whole total of energy has never gone up or down, and it cannot be created. It's never been done. It cannot be done. The energy in the universe doesn't go up or down.
Okay, well then what would we have nuclear radioactive transmitters for?
They've
What do
always,
we have
energy
particle
has always,
accelerators for?
yeah, you can accelerate particles. You can
Okay, all right,
transfer
and then
different
that
energies.
creates, right, and,
It doesn't
and then
create
you know
energy.
that creates an energy.
No. It transfers energy and manipulates energy that already existed.
Within the particles, correct.
Right, but it's not creating anything. It's transferring.
Right. So where did the energy come from? That is my question.
It transfers. Energy cannot be created. It has always existed. The universe is energy.
Okay.
If the energy can't be created, the universe can't be created.
Okay. Well, obviously, by that logic, we could say then that the universe was created. We're obviously a creation of something.
No.
And so
What?
therefore energy and everything that society, the universe, all of it all together rests on
That's
is
not at all what I said.
energy. Yes.
But yes, I do agree that all things are made of energy.
Correct. Yes. Everything
But energy
we know
cannot be
scientifically-
created. Energy can't be created. Energy exists, therefore it has always existed. It has always existed, and other things have emerged from energy fields, including particles. Matter is an emergent property of energy.
Matter is what we use to describe anything living, or not necessarily living, but anything that takes up space.
Yes.
Right.
And it
correct.
emerges
Okay.
from energy.
So what makes everything that takes up space?
Energy.
Okay, energy. All right.
Energy, if you want to believe in some sort of a god, you should just worship energy, because all things exist because of energy. There's no evidence that energy can be created or was created. I think we lost you there, Scott. I'll give it a few more. Oh, hello?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want my logic on where I believe energy came from,
No.
if it's convenient
Scott,
for you.
the first law of thermodynamics is a law. It doesn't change. Energy
Okay.
cannot be created. You would have to
Okay.
demonstrate that it was created for that to be able to change.
What is a frequency?
Brother,
What is a vibration?
energy, or
Correct. Okay, thank you. When God
right,
spoke
energy
to
can't.
create, when God spoke to create,
That's a
it was a
presupposition.
when I strike a chord,
Right.
I make a vibration, a noise, an
Yeah,
energy.
you didn't create the
Therefore,
energy.
that creates an environment.
No, you didn't create the energy, brother. Energy cannot be created.
I'm sorry,
You'd have
I don't see
if you don't believe
in
that, you'd have to
science-
prove it.
Well, I mean, I don't see in science where it's stated that energy can't be
The
created.
first law of thermodynamics literally says, word for word, energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Okay, let me, if I can, just
Is he gonna go read on thermodynamics?
I think so.
sorry, but are you we can't hear me, but this is kind of frustrating to listen to.
Yeah. You can always join in on the call. You just have to click the link.
Yeah, that's true.
We've had Evan do it before.
To the question, sir, where does energy originate?
It has always existed because it cannot be created, and it does exist.
So you can believe in eternal energy, but you can't believe in an eternal God.
Because there's evidence justifying that energy exists, energy cannot be created, therefore it has always existed. There's evidence for it. There's not evidence for a God.
Okay. Again, I will give you just what I believe, and then I don't feel it would be necessary to continue. Not because there's a disagreement, just because I know there's other people in line. But I believe when God spoke, there was a frequency, and that frequency is still sounding today. That's why
Prove he
there's life
spoke,
in the
then.
universe.
Oh, he left. But Scott, you have to prove that he exists. You have to prove that he spoke, and you have to prove that his speaking created energy. That's all based on the presupposition that God already exists. Ravis, did you say a gay joke? Because there's evidence that energy exists, Christy. There's no evidence for your God.
Sorry, I went silent. I'm breaking up a fight. My kids are fighting over a bike.
Gotcha. Yeah, on YouTube, Bun brought up saying, please warn Ravis that queerphobic and misogynistic language is not allowed. Did you say something weird?
I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either.
I mean, if you can point out what I said, I'll stop. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of evidence. Provide it. The P word. Huh?
Oh yeah, I did. Call the man
a pussy.
I guess I'll just say it. Yeah, I suppose that is in some
Oh, she's
way
saying about your
misogynistic.
girlfriend's underwear.
Oh no, that wasn't meant to be that way. But I understand how it could be taken that way. That's my bad.
Okay. Costs are in. You don't even know if anything exists outside of the universe.
Oh, Jaden wants you to answer him on Discord. Apparently, he sent you a message. I read it earlier and I completely forgot.
Oh yeah, I have no interest in doing that, Jaden.
Yeah, if I say something messed up, guys, feel free to correct me. I oftentimes do this thing where, like, the first thought that enters my head comes out my mouth, and it's wrong, and I'll be the first one to say it's wrong. But I'll stop it if I notice it.
Have a good one, Jaden. Thank you, George.
I got you, Jaden. I don't know how long exactly I'll be around. I'm only awake now because of tooth pain, so.
The universe didn't come into existence.
Yeah. Science would disagree with the statement the universe came into existence.
A flag? Huh? What?
Oh, the flag, TikTok flagging different language.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's been really bad since it was sold to Oracle or whatever. So it always existed, yes. All evidence seems to point that way.
The universe has existed since time existed. We can say that for a fact, at least.
That's true. That is true. I like that. Yeah. Wow. Never thought of it that way. That's hard to grasp. No, it's not.
So, iOS, the way I described it is probably going to be the easiest way to grasp it, because as far as we understand, our current conception of time came about as the in the very beginning of the expansion. And so to say that the universe has existed for as long as time existed is just kind of a brute fact, you know?
It's true.
So it might be easier to think about it like that until you have a idea of how you want to grasp other ways of thinking, you know? Is like there are other thought processes to the universe. It's just that, you know, the most logically consistent ones entail a universe that's been around since, you know, the universe began.
That makes me so curious about quantum fluctuation in the hot dense state. Interesting. I'm gonna have to do some research tonight now.
Someone asked if we can admit that God is possible.
A god? Sure. The Abrahamic God? No.
Yeah, some substantiation of God might be possible, but then you have to, like, I don't put a lot of weight on possible. I
Yeah.
put a lot more weight on probable.
Yeah.
And I would say that God is not probable by any means.
Yeah, there's no comparison for it, so. Yeah, zero probability for that until there's some sort of comparison, and then we can add a probability analysis to it. Once we observe some sort of a god or some sort of a world with a god, then we can compare god versus non-god worlds, and then we can have a probability.
Right. And before that point, it's what's the saying? Squeezing, trying to get blood out of a rock, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just not going to.
Ooh, that's a good question. Is it possible for the whole universe to just collapse before we know it? Yeah. It's not probable.
Right.
Or it's not very probable at all. Like, it's going to be like a 0.0000001 probability. It's currently expanding and accelerating in its expansion.
Yeah. I mean, it's logically possible for the universe to invert and thus invert all things that we know about chemistry, but it does not mean it is incredibly improbable.
So there's no possibility that something exists that is smarter than us? Yeah, things do exist that are smarter than us. Elephants are smarter than me. Crabs are way better than me physically.
I would admit that my understanding is limited, but I would say that, like, while my understanding is limited, logic is still logic. You know what I mean? Logic doesn't stop being logic just because I don't understand logic.
Yup.
And so, you know.
Yeah, logic is a way for us to objectively test our thinking against the universe in reality.
Logic is very, very useful.
Elephants can't do physics, so?
Most people can't do physics.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, elephants can't do physics.
let me compare this banana to an orange real quick.
Yeah.
Well, oranges are orange and a banana is yellow, so oranges are better. Huh? They're just different fucking fruits.
Yeah.
Hyper. Oh, he's a PhD. I'm gonna let you take this, Ravis.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, can we get your age for TikTok terms of service?
Yeah, of course. I'm 19. Turning 20 next week.
Yeah, you're not a PhD. The fuck?
No, actually, I'm one of the youngest people to get one.
Okay.
Do you have evidence
Okay.
to support that?
We have evidence. Well, I don't have my, like, I'm outside, so I can't show you right now, but, like, you can just visit Oxford. I am, like, a visiting lecturer at Oxford University.
Okay, sure. You know what? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt for now, and then
No,
when we end
look,
up
I want
questioning
you.
it, we'll look
No,
it up.
so I'm going to question you now. Why is my God imaginary?
Yeah, there's Ravis. Do you want to or?
So, real fast, is your name Joshua Beckford?
Is my name Joshua Beckford? No, I'm not Joshua Beckford.
All right, then you didn't get a PhD from Oxford at the age you said that you did.
Ooh.
Okay, what? How do you know that?
Because I
didn't even tell you what age I got my PhD. You gronk.
Okay. You like the youngest person to get a PhD from Oxford is 18, and then Joshua Beckford, right?
Okay, I got
Besides
it.
that, the next youngest is 21. So you're a liar.
21.
I don't really
No.
care.
No, I'm not.
You are a liar, and
I didn't get my PhD at Oxford. I said I'm a visiting lecturer at Oxford.
Where'd you get your
where'd you
PhD?
get your PhD from, then?
Where'd I get my PhD?
Yep.
Leicester University.
Leicester University. Okay.
Yeah.
Young Sheldon on the line. Yeah, literally.
Look. So why is my God imaginary, young man?
Ravis, do you want to answer that or me?
I mean, like, so
Awesome.
most concepts of God are logically inconsistent. Things
Okay,
are logically.
such as?
What I mean, like, what God in particular are you?
I'm asking you, mate.
Yeah, which God do you believe in? You asked us why we think
what
your God
do
is
I believe
imaginary.
in? Oh, okay, Yahweh. Yeah.
Yahweh.
Yeah, Yahweh is logically inconsistent. So
Okay, why?
he's so I can give you the basic syllogism.
Okay.
It's going to
Go on.
essentially boil down to all interactions require a temporal relation between cause and effect. That's P1. P2
No.
is atemporal entities cannot stand in temporal relation. It's that your basic A cannot equal non-A. Therefore, atemporal entities cannot be causes of temporal effects. Thereby,
so-
all entities are either temporal or atemporal, and they cannot interact.
Okay, so sorry, repeat your first premise. I
First
don't
premise
hear it.
is- The first
The
premise
first
is all interactions require a temporal relation between cause and effect.
Okay, so what do you think an interaction is?
An interaction is something in which causes an effect. That's what we're saying. So an interaction.
So you're just talking about some kind of causal relation.
Yes.
Yes. Inherently,
so-
time requires. Inherently, a causal interaction is going to require time, which means it
Right.
requires temporal interaction.
So why do you think that a causal relation is going to require time? Whatever you believe, whatever your theory of time is, and whatever your theory of causation is.
That's just going to be brute basic fact. In order for cause to occur, there has to be something, and then another thing, and inherently through something and then another thing, you must have time occurring. Otherwise, there is nothing that is going there. Nothing can occur.
So sorry, it wasn't really clear what your string of argument was there.
Change requires
Your
time
string of
for an
reasoning.
action and an event to happen after the action requires time.
Right, so okay. So the classical theistic position. But firstly I want to say nothing about like Yahweh inherently commits you to believing in divine timelessness. There's many, like for example, if you read the works of Ryan Mullins, who's a theologian, he argues for he's a Christian. He argues for a timeless God. Oh, sorry, a temporal God. But just regardless, I'll defend the timeless God. So when it comes to change, the classical theistic position is that when God creates, he doesn't change in any way. The change is inherently on the side of whatever he's causing.
Can I pause you real quick? Do you believe the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, Isaiah 40:28. Do you not know, have you not heard, the Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. Revelation 1:8. I am the Alpha and the Omega, says the Lord, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. We have Psalm 92. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. For 2 Peter 3:8. But do not forget this one thing, dear friends of the Lord. A day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. He is timeless in accordance with the Bible. Do you agree or disagree?
Okay, so I mean, I lean towards
Do you agree or
divine
disagree?
timelessness.
Yes or no?
Okay, I don't think it takes a position.
Do
That's
you
just
agree or
establishing
disagree that in
eternality.
accordance with the Bible and the Bible saying that God is timeless, he
Okay,
is
I
therefore
just told you
timeless?
it doesn't take a position.
Yes, it literally does. Here, let me read it to you again.
Okay, no,
Psalm
let me
92.
just...
Before the mountains were born, you were brought forth the whole world. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, and forever.
What is
Isaiah
divine
40:28.
timelessness?
Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. Revelation 1:8. I am the
What
Alpha
is
and the
divine
Omega, says the Lord,
timelessness?
who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. 2 Peter 3:8. But do not forget this one
You
thing,
heard
dear
it
friends of the
first.
Lord. A day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. Is he timeless or not?
What is divine timelessness?
Is he timeless or not? Keep pivoting.
Okay, so I've already answered. I've already told you it
You've
doesn't take a
pivoted 3
position.
times. It
Divine
does take a position.
eternality does
Before the
not
mountains
entail
were born,
divine
or you brought forth
timelessness.
the whole
I
world.
mean,
From
that's obviously
everlasting
just
to
a
everlasting, you
half-hearted
are God.
position.
What does
I don't know why
everlasting
you
mean?
think. Why do you
Stop
think?
pivoting. It's so sad that a PhD is
No,
getting
it's
fucking
laughable how you
obliterated
don't
by a
understand
dropout.
what I'm
So
saying.
what does
I think you don't
everlasting
even
mean?
speak
What does
English.
everlasting mean?
Sorry?
What does everlasting mean?
Eternal.
There you go. So your God is eternal, therefore timeless.
Well, so if you think
Also,
like it,
he can
sorry,
go
so
through
just one
time.
second, just 1 second. So if you think eternality entails timelessness, or that some temporal thing
He is
cannot be
before
eternal.
time. He
So,
created
sorry,
the
can
universe.
Can I just finish?
No,
Can I just
you
finish?
cannot. So he created time. Therefore,
Okay, but
he
the
is
point is-
timeless. Correct or wrong?
No, the point is, look.
The point is, he
Right, this is
created
fatal for your
time.
position.
I know it's fatal for your position. He created time.
No, it's fatal for yours.
Correct or not?
I believe that, but the point I
Good
believe
boy. That means he is outside of time.
Yeah, I believe that. The
Good
point
boy.
is,
So, can you explain how you can have causal relation without time, Mr. PhD fraud?
Sure. So let's just ignore that. Like what you've said.
That literally means
eternality
timeless.
entails timelessness.
Yeah, you agreed to it too. You
entails that
also
the uni-
agreed that God created time, therefore being outside of time, therefore being timeless. So I'm glad that you concede to that. Now start using your PhD, you fraud. Stop pivoting like a fucking pathetic coward and
thank
provide
you.
evidence to justify the belief that causal relation can happen without time.
Okay, so thank you for your argument that the universe isn't eternal. So yeah, I'll give you my account.
No,
of
the
causation
universe
first.
is, your claim is that God created time. I don't grant that claim, but your claim.
Things must be timeless.
Your claim is that an eternal, timeless God
You're not
created...
tracking yourself.
Track, buddy. I know it's hard. I know the corner is scary and dark.
Well,
I'm
I think
holding your
your brain's-
hand. Try and keep up, slow
I
boy.
think your brain's smaller than.
Slow boy. Try and keep up. Your God, your belief is that your God exists outside of time, therefore timeless, and created time. That's what I'm adhering to. The universe was not created in accordance with science. Energy cannot be created. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. Therefore, the universe, of which is energy, cannot be created and has always existed. Your claim is that a timeless being
Therefore, it's
created
science.
something, and you have the burden to prove that causal relation can happen without time. Go for it. Stop pivoting. It's
Okay, yeah,
pathetic.
so let me give you my account. Let me give you my account of causation. So I take a very powerist account when it comes to causation, and that I believe in these robust, or I'm ontologically committed to these robust causal.
Okay, you're annoying. I just got bored. Here's my evidence that causal relation can happen without time. What do you think? That's all you had to say. Running in circles is pathetic. You have a PhD? Bullshit. You're a lying fraud. You're pathetic. Yeah, cry all you want, guys. You're adorable. Until you can demonstrate that causal relation can work without time, just shut the fuck up. Go to a
Also,
channel that
you-
gives a shit about your feelings.
Also, he lied about his PhD. Well, like
The universe is eternal because the universe began, or it has existed as long as time existed. Time has an origin point at the hot dense state where it started expanding space-time. Nice try. You're pathetic. Go to whatever fucking school answers in Genesis you got your PhD from and get a refund because you're fucking stupid.
yeah, Western University's earliest PhD graduate is 21.
So he just lied entirely.
Um,
The burden's on
and-
you. I explained, and you were incapable of providing a defeater argument for our explanation. We both explained causal relation requiring time, and you were incapable of a defeater argument. Therefore, you're the one that was failing. We provided an explanation for our reasoning and justification in our belief and lack of belief, and you were incapable of providing a defeater. Nice try. Go back to school.
And also, Russell, don't be going talking shit, man. You are the clown of the fucking. You are the clown car in which all clowns force themselves into. Like, don't be talking shit, man. I've dog walked you with my eyes closed.
Last question. What was the last question?
Oh no, we got restricted for being reasonable people. Oh man.
Kira, you want to restate your question? Yeah, if they have PhD in their name, they're just a straight up liar. You want to know who does have PhDs and doesn't have PhD in his name? Ravis.
I only have one. Why we always make it fucking plural? I only have one PhD. I'm going for my second
PhD,
one.
doctorate, bachelor's.
I'm like in works to get my second one, but I won't have my second one for like.
He
I'll
called
say-
your degree a Mickey Mouse degree.
No, it's just
That's
genetic
funny.
biology.
Yeah, only.
I mean, it's not a difficult thing to get a degree in, realistically speaking, if you like study. But it also could just be the fact that like I learned it easy. Like it came easy to me. It won't come easy to everyone.
That felt good.
Like if you come up and lie about your degree, I automatically don't listen to anything else you say, man. Like
What
you
if the
can say-
universe has always expanded? So this is a genuine question from a follower on YouTube, Kiera. What if the universe has always expanded and contracted at different times, and we're just lucky to evolve this time and expanded? I grant that. That's the big crunch theory, is that it expands, then crunches, expands, and crunches. Cyclical.
it's a pretty cool one to go down. I think it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, there's no like historical demonstration for it yet, but it's highly probable or plausible because of the limited evidence that we do have. Ooh, let Russell up.
Well, I didn't, but you
Hey,
come up-
you can dog walk me? Go ahead.
Prove God.
No, you said you can dog walk me. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
have
prove
a
God.
defeater? No, he made the claim that he can defeat
yeah.
the
I
God.
mean,
Go ahead.
Sure. Go ahead and give me the argument in which I'll be dog walking.
What's the defeater for the tag? Go ahead.
Defeater for tag.
Come here, Odin.
Transcendental argument. I mean, by me, what remind me of all the premises of the tag argument.
So the one I run is something like this. Knowledge needs to be justified. Uh, if you can't justify knowledge, then your knowledge claim is null. Under Agrippa's trilemma, any knowledge claim made by the atheist would be insufficient to justify that claim. Only the Christian God can overcome Agrippa's trilemma. So
Your God can't do that
Christianity
because it doesn't fucking
allows the
exist. Prove it.
possibility to overcome Agrippa's trilemma. Go ahead.
So why does knowledge not justify?
Also, I don't grant Agrippa's trilemma at all because we ground things in axioms, which are self-evident truths. They are the evidence of themselves. It's not a fallacy at all. It's actually demonstrated to be true. So
Then,
Agrippa's trilemma is just
every action that
horseshit,
you
and it's
pull
not
out of your
actually
ass
Agrippa's
is-
trilemma is not held by anyone except for dumbass theists.
That's just an action that you pulled out of your ass. That's
False.
an arbitrary
False.
action
Things
that you pulled out of
exist.
your
It is
ass.
evidence of itself. Here's the evidence of things existing. Now, prove your God.
Arbitrary action
You
that
have no
pulled out of your ass.
rationality for your
That's
belief. We
part
have
of the
our
trilemma,
evidences
low tier. Why
provide
don't you
justification
focus and,
for
like,
our
actually
beliefs.
study
Why don't you
philosophy
focus, low
before you
tier?
jump on these lives
Oh my
and try to,
god,
like,
you have
present, like,
never learned how to
make
shut
any
up in your
logical
life.
arguments.
Yeah,
Russell, He's such
I-
an idiot, bro. Like, you're literally like
God, you are the most
proving the
obnoxious
trilemma.
person on earth.
Also, if you set up a formal debate, get with me. I'll happily go at a formal debate with you.
I was literally stating I don't grant that trilemma. And why I don't grant it. If you disagree, stop ad hominem fallacying me by attacking me instead of the argument, and attack my argument and why my argument isn't sound. And then we can go from there. You literally just tried to roast me for not studying logic or philosophy when you're incapable of providing defeater arguments or defending your own argument at all.
Yeah. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's my favorite clown car.
I also don't grant that all circularity is wrong. Axioms, they are the evidence of themselves. It is circular, but it's still evidence justifying the existence of something. I don't grant that that's fallacious at all. You can explain why it's fallacious or why it doesn't work. Doesn't mean I have to grant your proposition, and if I bring up a good argument that you can't defeat, there you go. Yes, viciously circular. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, my whole thing is that I need it justified. Why you have to justify knowledge? Like, I would need that justified in order to continue the conversation. Because why? Like,
Yeah,
what is the reason?
here's a difference in the axiom self-evidence versus circular fallaciousness. This is the evidence for the claims inside of it. Does this show a man walking on water? No. Does this show a man coming back from the dead? No. This is evidence for things existing. Is it a thing that exists? Yes. It is the evidence for itself. It's not it's not fallacious. It actually is evidence. This is not evidence for the events written down in the pages. Otherwise, Harry Potter would also be real. Otherwise, Spider-Man also exists.
Actually, you know what? Like, we can go to what's his name? There's a guy who was doing this stuff. I don't remember. I'll remember it eventually. Forrest, yeah, Forrest would be a great person to like set the formal debate up. So
You said Forrest?
yeah, Forrest Mendez.
Mendez. Oh, I don't know Mendez.
Might not be Mendez. He's an atheist, but he's goes on Christian lives too, and he's very cool with both sides of the community.
I'm hated by both.
Yeah, I am too, but Who's this guest? Oh, it's Russell again. Yeah. I've lost enough brain
There's
cells
also
for
a
you,
massive
Russell.
like 6-second delay on his call.
Yeah, he's not really worth having up as a whole, but
Well, you can't have an argument with him.
yeah.
He fucking tangents when he doesn't agree with something and doesn't allow you to explain. If I disagree with something that you say, I'm going to say I disagree with this because of this explanation, and then I shut the fuck up and let you respond. And if you say something I can't agree, I will say, hey, I got to cut you off. I don't grant that because of another explanation, and we keep going from there. Russell is just like, oh, you're low tier, slow boy, slow boy, slow boy. Oh, low tier, you need to study. Like, dude, just fucking provide an argument. Saying low tier is not an argument.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that like there's been two sides of debate that's like taken off more and more. It's the people who first off the people who just scream low tier. That's been taken off so much. I don't know why. It's frustrating, but like the other side that has taken off a lot lately is the fucking people who will either turn off their headphones or turn down the volume and continue to scream and talk over the other person so that they don't feel like they're being interrupted.
Oh, I never thought about doing that. That's a good idea.
It's literally
You've created a monster.
someone did it to me earlier today, and like I was like, wait, why? Like I thought we were trying to understand each other's points, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't need to understand your points, low tier, because your points are fucking stupid." And I'm like,
that's not an argument.
Like,
Russell, go to someone's channel that gives a fuck about feelings. Adios. Jesus. Russell, I am an atheist because my mind was open to being changed. I went from a hardcore conspiracy theorist, biblical literalist, creationist Christian to damn near hard empiricism atheism because of evidence and arguments that I could not argue against. I don't give a fuck about my feelings or opinions. I don't give a monkey's ass about yours. I care about the evidence. If I was truly arrogant, I would still be a Christian because I would just say nuh-uh to all the atheist arguments when I was a Christian. But instead of saying nuh-uh to their arguments, I said, oh shit, that does make sense. Let me look into it. And then I studied their arguments and I found, oh shit, I have no way to defeat that. I should probably accept it as truth.
it's one way to do things.
What's up, life?
What's up, man?
You over the age of 18, brother?
Yeah, I'm 42.
Okay, cool. Which religion do you follow?
I follow Christianity.
All right, man.
Did you watch the documentary that just came out called The Story of Everything with they're accredited scientists that just came out on the 28th of April? It came to main theaters. I don't know if it's still in theaters. It's called The Story of Everything. It's pretty fascinating.
Oh, oops. Christian apologist, Christian, Christian, philosopher, Christian, astrophysicist, Christian.
It essentially just put makeup on a peg. Like like I'm not gonna lie. Like I just kind of looked up some reviews scientists have done of the documentary, and like the first one is the promotion of intelligent design disguised as science.
Yeah, so
it's makeup on a peg.
This is how you do research on these things. So I have up the interviewees, and what I do is I look up their religion if they have one. Peter Thiel, the tech entrepreneur, is a evangelical Christian. Then we look at
So you would say,
And
that
then we have
if
John
you
Lennox, a committed Christian. Okay, then we look at, let's look at the biochemist.
yeah, I think it's all done by Christians.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then we
I
have
mean-
Michael Behe is a Catholic. These are literally all fucking biased people. There's like, even with the Case for Christ, which I have the fucking book with all of the things you can go look up, all of the people he talked to, it is all these things that supposedly prove God are 100% biased and fallacious.
So would you? So you wouldn't? You would not watch? You said you wouldn't.
I'll
watch
probably
that,
end up
right?
watching it. My mother's a Christian, and I watch those movies with her.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean, just from the science aspect, some of the stuff broken down, they use a lot of digital stuff to explain. But
You're also getting
yeah.
biasy though from
Yeah, I mean, I
biased
agree with that.
people that are going to when you are theistic, you don't actually catch when an argument is provided that has a presupposition in it. So when a Christian biologist, for instance, says something about life and biology, the first thing the Christian's going to think is, this is a biologist, I should take him at his word. The second thing is, he's going to say things like the creation is because God did this to the DNA. No, that's a presupposition that God exists. It's a presupposition that humans were created by a God. And then he's going into the information. The information of the DNA may be accurate, but stating that it was created by something is not.
Right. Okay. No, it's just a thought. Okay. So, yeah, I when you watch it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I mean, everyone has their own biased opinion.
I can tell you right
This-
now, it's going to piss me off. Even
Well-
going back and watching Christian movies that I grew up with, I'm like, that's so dumb. I can't believe that I thought that was the smartest thing ever.
Yeah. What's one of the ones that you
Name one.
would say?
God's not dead. You got the miracle, like that kid that died and then drew or painted Jesus or whatever. Name it. I've most likely seen it. I've been a Christian for 20 plus years.
Right.
To me, the most frustrating one is those crucifixion movies where they like try to tell a story of it. It's essentially just a bad gore. Like it's bad gore porn essentially. Like, because most of the time, I get they're trying to retell a story, but they do so in such a way that it's like purposely meant to be overly emotional instead of like telling a good story.
So what would you say? I mean, now from not being a believer to now not a believer, is your like I don't know how to put this. But like, what is your what do you think your reasoning for being here?
There is no
Exact-
inherent purpose.
No inherent purpose.
No.
So there's no inherent purpose in. So like, do you feel like somebody like a the German Nazi leader?
I have justification for why what he did is wrong. It is societally not beneficial, and it harms society. We are social
Okay.
creatures that live in society, and it is to our benefit, if we ought to live, to protect ourselves.
Do you think there should be some type of consequences for people
Yes.
that do that stuff?
Why? Because
But-
again, they are detrimental to society.
What consequences? So someone got away with it. Like, what would you say a consequence should be?
What we all fucking agree with. Me and you most likely have many of the same morals because they're subjective based in society and cultures. Me and you live in the same society and culture. We're going to have the same fucking morals, bro. So what do you think should happen to them?
No, I'm saying for people that don't.
Yeah, what do
get
you
caught-
think should happen?
I don't know. I mean,
See what I'm that's a stupid question to ask me on the fly.
well, I'm
How am I
saying,
supposed
like,
to answer that? If they're a grapist, let's put them foot first into a fucking wood chipper. I don't give a shit. I have the same morals as you. We live in
I mean-
society and culture.
Okay. Yeah. So like on Earth there should be but what about they get away with it? There's like
Then what the fuck are we
there's
gonna do?
no-
Like, what kind of a
Right.
question is this?
Yeah.
Well,
If they got
yeah,
away, they got away. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
I
shouldn't
think
get
they
away.
should.
We should fucking do something about it. No shit. Me and you have the same morals. The morals we might differ on are going to be things that are like based in science or whatnot. Like most Christians believe it is literally morally wrong to be LGBT. I think that they're full of shit and have never studied biology.
Yeah. No, I have my view on that is, you know, people have that that's in there, and I don't judge, and for them that's their decision. I don't treat
It's
them
not a
any different.
decision.
Well, I'm just saying, it's a human. Like we all make a decision.
Can you choose right now to go marry a dude?
Yeah, I can.
And you would be happy with that?
Right this now day and age, probably not, just because of
Duh. But you
Of-
marry women. You're straight, I'm supposing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm straight. but
Right.
I don't.
Go fuck a dude right now. Would you enjoy it?
I don't know. Never tried it. Maybe.
That's fair. Open-mindedness, actually. I fucking love that drastically.
Yeah, I'm not the like most Christians have this. And they're like so close-minded. Like I don't know. I've never tried it.
That's
I mean,
fair.
I
So
don't
my point in that is
know if
it's
I
not a
would enjoy.
choice.
I don't know if I'd enjoy being boinked or what is it called?
The thing
Egged
is,
or whatever they call it.
well, so the thing is, the stuff like
I
this
think that's the
isn't-
first time I got you to laugh.
He's a boink. Oh, that's funny.
So, like the thing is, we know that stuff like this isn't a choice people are making, right? Because like basic neuroscience, you don't choose your beliefs, you don't choose how you react to the world. I guess you choose how you react, but you don't choose the basis.
Oh
of
my
those
god.
reasons.
Let me cut in here real quick. I want to believe in the supernatural.
Right.
I try my fucking hardest to do it, but I'm so critical about everything that I think about that I'm incapable of doing it because there's no justification to do it. And because belief is not a choice, I'm incapable of believing in it because there's no evidence to justify the belief. All beliefs are based on some sort of a justification, whether it's a valid and sound justification or it's not a valid and sound justification. There is something in your mind due to ignorance or due to evidence that is going to make you believe something.
If you saw something supernatural,
I would go to a therapist.
really?
Yes, I would get my brain checked. I would talk to someone about it. I would see what likely scenario it could have actually been. There's pareidolia that makes you see things in corners, like when you're laying down in bed in the dark and you see a face in the corner, you turn the light on and it's a pile of clothes. Like our brains are pattern recognition machines. If I see something and it's like, hey, I'm Jesus, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I need grippy socks. That's my first fucking thought. I need an MRI scan.
Right. Okay. So if there's just say 20 people and you all see something supernatural, would you say all 20 people?
Yeah, how do we
20
know it's not some sort of a mold that makes you hallucinate? How do I know that someone didn't slip something into my drink and I'm on DMT? How do we know? That's what matters. What is true and how do you know it's true? Just because you see or experience something doesn't make unicorns exist.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean that's a fair point.
Maybe I have a fucking house party. 40 people are over, and all 40 of us fucking see the rapture happen. Plot twist: there was I live a few miles away from a nuclear facility. Plot twist: something got into the water, and we're all fucking stoned out of our minds, dying.
Yeah.
The thing I would point to most strongly here is like, take Mothman for example, right?
He's
can
real.
All okay, absolutely. We can all sit here and agree that like it's very unlikely that Mothman was real, but there are people who swear. There is an entire town who swears up and down that they saw him for a whole week. These are mass hysteria events. Now, mass hysteria isn't super common, so like we can't. But the thing is that because it happens, we have to stop and we have to be like, why does it happen? And when you ask that question, it oftentimes reveals the underlying issue. Like, why do I believe that a rapture happened? Why do I believe that the rapture is too big of an event, right? So say like take my Or take Fatima for example, right? The lady Fatima, right? Why do I believe that 3 kids got this information from the Mother Mary, and with this information and a group of people staring at the sun, they were able to see the sun move in a way the sun shouldn't have moved in. You know, maybe I'm one of those people who stared at the sun. Well, what are the potential reasons for why the sun would begin acting weird, or I would begin seeing it as weird after staring at it for a while? You know?
Yeah. Are you a flat earther, or are you a round earther?
I'm very firmly with the science.
You're
the
a flat
Earth's
earther?
round.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not, but there's some atheists that are flat
That's
earthers.
true. But I asked that because, well, I'm hardcore into the evidence. There's no evidence for flat Earth, so I wouldn't be. Rav is over here, Fayborn biologist. It has a fucking PhD in science, brother. Like, neither of us are going to be flat earthers.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
not
you're
I'm
right.
not a flat earther either. So,
The Earth is definitely flat. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, it's flat where I'm standing.
Oh, you
Well,
son
hear
of
me
a
out, hear me
bitch.
Hear me out. The ocean isn't carbonated.
Son of a bitch.
The ocean isn't carbonated, therefore the ocean is flat.
Oh, actually, valid. That's factual. That is true.
Do you think? Are you someone who would say there were dinosaurs or no dinosaurs?
Yes,
Like,
there were
they're-
dinosaurs.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that angry ice cream guy. Well, I mean, he's a little bit wackadoo, but he was like going off, flipping out about. He's a atheist. Like dinosaurs are all fairy
Has
made up.
he debunked fossils?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, I think there were some type of. I don't know if they were what the pictures we have that they put the fossils together exactly what they look like.
Well, I
but
mean, it may
believe there
not be
was
like
some type
an
of-
absolute, like, perfect picture, but the fossils still show size. Like, when we look at a hippo and it looks all
Yeah.
pudgy and cute, it looks like a fucking killer when it's just skeleton. It's like, we may not know exactly what they look like, but we know that they're fucking massive and that they did exist.
Right. Yeah, and you think that like the stone where they have the footprints of like human footprints and the dinosaur footprints and like in Texas. I was there, I saw it, but
So I know what you're talking about. Here's the problem with that particular thing. So that is a riverbed that they
Yeah.
took that out of, and riverbeds erode and become moist, and so what happened essentially is the riverbed eroded into a space in which there was already a fossilized zone, and then a footprint came down on it. If you actually test the material around those footprints, which we've done, they come up as completely different dates because of how erosion works.
from carbon dating.
Many
This
different
particular
datings.
one. Well, this particular one is ice. What is that? Potassium isotope dating. It's
Yeah.
not carbon dating, but there you could also use carbon dating for some things. It's just carbon dating isn't accurate after a certain time.
Right.
And before a certain time, right? So like people have misused carbon dating in the past. Like there's a famous thing where a creationist journal got a carbon dating facility to carbon date 2 seals that had recently deceased, and it dated them to be like the minimum on the carbon dating scale, which is like 5,000 or 10,000 years old. I can't remember exactly, but like when the thing is that's because that's the minimum that carbon dating can date to, and they're like, look, this proves carbon dating is inaccurate. It's like, well, if you use a tool wrong, of course you're going to get a wrong answer, right?
Yeah.
If I give you a hammer and a bunch of screws and say, go ahead and build me this deck, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work.
Right. Yeah. Okay. You haven't watched the documentary as well, right?
I haven't seen it. It's on my list. I like to watch things that would challenge what I know about the world. So it's on my list to watch eventually. I just haven't I don't have a lot of time to sit down and watch stuff. I work about 12 hours a day, so
So would you say would this be a fair accusation that the people that we read modern day or even over the last 100 years, scientists, physicists, and all those people, they could be wrong?
well, so here's what I say to that. Um, they could they could be wrong. That's true. But it would be more accurate by a lot. Hold up, bud. It'd be more accurate by a lot to say that they could be incorrect. So I know that doesn't seem like a big like jump. Is like we're still saying they're wrong, but like so modern biology would entirely fall apart if it would entirely fall apart if evolution was disproven. Now, could we disprove certain parts about evolution? Certainly. But evolution itself will not be disproven because it's just a brute fact that we understand about biology. Now, there are pieces that could be disproven about it, but as a whole, it will not be. You know what I mean? So modern scientists can be disproven about a lot of pieces of things, but they will it's very unlikely that it'll be disproven about the body of the science.
Right. Okay. So to answer that, you would say yes. Then if there's a possibility.
There are possibility of pieces of it. So the issue is that like questions like this you got to really dive into because like it runs the risk of giving bad information if I just say yes or no, you know?
Right. Okay. So if there is something, how do you have to reconsider or reevaluate your belief if something does come up and say a majority, 10, 12 accredited PhD scientists, physicists, scholars all agree that X, Y, and Z is no longer true?
I would have to look into it myself, especially if it's a relevant field for me, right? If it's a relevant field for me, I would have to then look into it myself and then use the information in which they have, see if their information is credible, and then go off of it and continue the research, right? Because a lot of the time in science, we don't accept a claim, we fail to reject it. So if you find a way to reject, let's say evolution, right? If you find a way to reject evolution, most evolutionary biologists would then have to jump on board and figure out how you did it so that they can do it themselves, or they can reject your rejection of it.
Right. Is there something that you have found in this scenario where there was something that was incorrect or inaccurate that you had to reconsider?
Only in history. I'm gonna be real. I'm a big skeptic, and so like I've found. So I guess I could say my thesis, the thesis that I worked on was particularly about rejecting the old way in which we were doing ERV research. But that's like that would take me hours to explain, and realistically, it comes down to me being picky. But like, so the thing is so in history, I find that oftentimes historians accept things before they have a good reason to accept them, and that's just been because history is a soft science.
Yeah.
So, for example, I reject that Jesus ever existed because if you actually look into what is necessary for the existence of a person and compare it to what we know about like history, Jesus doesn't meet the criteria. But like harder sciences, it's harder to do that with. It takes years of research, and I've only had my PhD for, I want to say 3 years, and I've been in the field for 10. So
okay, fair enough. Okay, sweet. Well, yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on
Yeah,
what you watch.
I want to add in as well. One of the biggest things I struggled with when I first started deconstructing was the absurdity of life, that there's no inherent purpose. So what the fuck is the purpose, right? And I've spent possibly the last 2 years making my own philosophy on the pursuit of happiness. And I've learned that without the constraints of the dogma, you actually have more opportunity for happiness. Because, for instance, biblically, you're not allowed to do so many fucking things. People that are in the LGBT community are just shunned and hated, and they end up hating themselves. When you drop the dogma, happiness is actually more attainable.
Yeah. I would think that I mean, honestly, if even though if Jesus was this real figure and who he says he was in the Bible, that those are the people he would have spent time with and hung out with, just getting to know them. I don't think he would shun those people.
Okay, I got to get going, so we're going to have to end the stream. But I appreciate you being up. It's been a great conversation, Life. I appreciate you. You can come up anytime.
Sweet. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, you have yourself a good day, brother.
You too. Later.
God, I love honest theists. Honest theists just make me fucking happy, dude. I wish 100% of the calls were like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would take like 80% or 90% of the calls like that. I still like the ones where I think the ones where like we have someone like Ross Soul, right?
Yeah.
So when we
It's
have a
just
clown,
dishonesty.
they're still useful for demonstrating the dishonesty of the position.
Yeah. Well, but I do got to go, so nice seeing you guys. It's really rainy and whatnot, so I'll probably be streaming when I'm back running errands. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Appreciate everyone being here. Love you, Ravis. Love everyone in chat, all the mods. Thank you guys.
Love you too, baby.